heard about Bitcoin, but you don't really understand why people buy it and you don't have enough time to delve into the subject? In this video, I will tell you 10 reasons people believe in this project and choose to make an investment in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Stay with me for the next few minutes and see what this is about. Hi there, my name is Christina, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we talk about a long and middle term vision of cryptocurrencies investments, especially Bitcoin. And you'll see exactly what motivates others to buy Bitcoin, but also a few things that you should consider before making your very first purchase. So, no financial advices, just useful information. It is you to decide if you want to be part of the crypto community or not. So, first of all, Bitcoin is a new asset class. Traditionally, the investment area has included stocks, bonds, and eventually real estate. More recently, cryptocurrencies have been added to this list, with Bitcoin appearing as a complementary new asset class. In the near future, we might see big investment companies going more and more into digital assets. Secondly, you have to know that Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency in the world. It is not run by a person, organization, or government. There will always be 21 million coins, information that can be verified in its source code. Some of you might ask if this number can, however, be modified. Well, in a consensus of the Bitcoin community, it could. But that would go against the whole idea of this new monetary system that has a fixed and controlled inflation rate. Next, Bitcoin cannot be forbidden, or more precisely, it is not worthy to be banned. Should I mention there have been attempts in the past to ban Bitcoin, but the action of forbidding cryptocurrencies, not only Bitcoin, in a country generates costs, special departments, workers, paychecks, and so on. And in the long run, the results might not be good, and a lot of past technology have shown this to us. At the same time, large-scale regulations and adoption will generate revenue. Still, keep in mind that the crypto market is young, so we cannot make a great prognostic in the long term. But the interest that governments and big companies have in this area leads to the growth of this ecosystem and brings new opportunity. And the next point goes precisely to that: Wall Street goes crypto. There are now a lot of articles tracking wallets that continue to buy and hold Bitcoin, and there is a link to Wall Street and financial institutions. As the distance between Bitcoin and traditional assets becomes smaller, cryptocurrencies will increase in value due to their limited supply and the novelty they bring in the financial and social areas. 5. Bitcoin is independent of the other markets. Not being a centralized area, the cryptocurrency market never slips, as the stocks market does. If the latter is closed on weekends, cryptocurrencies can be traded whenever you want. More than that, Bitcoin has emerged as an alternative to the stocks markets and a solution to financial crises, the limited, fixed number of cryptocurrencies being an important strength. 6. Bitcoin meets the 3 features of an ideal currency. It is not under the control of an authority, so that it cannot be manipulated or printed at someone's will. The currency must be usable worldwide, so that it can be easily traded in any location by anyone. It should be apolitical, so it won't favor a particular system or group of people. Bitcoin accomplishes all that. 7. Bitcoin will make you doubt what you already knew. That is in a good way. When was the last time that you thought about where money comes from or who controls its value? Probably not recently. The existence of money in its current form is something we take for granted. But cryptocurrencies support certain assumptions that you might make, showing that governments don't have to control our funds. It's not mandatory to deposit money in the banks, and the currencies can be immune to hyperinflation and corruption. 8. Diversifying the investment portfolio becomes a must. At the moment, traditional assets seem to be quite risky, so investors are considering more assets for their portfolio. Cryptocurrencies are one of the options, but they are not related to the main market. This has greatly helped countries with hyperinflation like Venezuela or Argentina. In such places, the demand for cryptocurrencies has increased overnight, with Bitcoin being seen as a safe alternative to the declining local financial market. 9. Cryptocurrencies cannot be confiscated. In many countries, a user's bank accounts can be frozen and the money confiscated by the government, and that can happen without much warning. In the crypto area, things are very different. Cryptocurrencies are not controlled by a central bank or government, which means that if you have the private keys of a crypto wallet, it is just you that has access and control over that money. No government or any other entity can interfere and access it. Last but not least, most likely Bitcoin will appreciate its value. The price fluctuations of Bitcoin made many people say that Bitcoin is too volatile to matter. But while price volatility certainly led to dramatic increases and decreases, especially 2 years ago, the overall slope of Bitcoin has followed an undeniable upwards trajectory. In other words, if you hold it long enough, the probability of value appreciation is higher than any other asset class in the last 10 years. So far, we've talked mostly about Bitcoin, and you might be right asking why Bitcoin and no other cryptocurrencies. I also support altcoins and I have invested in some, because many projects are innovative and bring real value in our society, at least this is my opinion. The Ethereum project is a very good example, which, in addition to Bitcoin, comes to meet some market needs that the former does not cover, and similarly there are many others. What you need to keep in mind when investing in altcoins is to keep your mind clear as an investor. People tend to think that they will earn a lot of money with cryptocurrencies, especially when they hear some incredible stories about overnight success. This is real and the possibility exists, but the risk is also considerable. You hear the great stories, but you should also know how to distinguish between good projects and scams. So, do careful documentation before an investment, not only in cryptocurrencies, and take assumed risks. If one reason for another, not necessarily a scam, the project in which you want to invest fails and you lose all the money, are you okay with that? I mean, you cannot be happy with something like that, but it shouldn't be a drama either. So take that into consideration. Cryptocurrencies are a high-risk investment. They can make you good profit. They're an awesome technology that's worth paying attention to, but as an investment, they're risky. So do a research on what an investment portfolio means, especially if you're a beginner. See how to approach the crypto area and look carefully at the crypto projects you want to enter, even if they are in the top 100. For example, you've got to be aware of things like Tether, which is centralized and has a totally different purpose than Bitcoin, or XRP, which is semi-centralized and it is quite controversial. So yes, altcoins are a very good investment option, but the most important thing is you to be a good investor. And this is all for today. If you have questions or suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. And if you have enjoyed the video, please like and share it on social media because this helps me a lot. I'm Christina, thank you for watching, see you next time.